Welcome to another daily dose of doom. Never scripted, just news and opinion.
A discovery in Paris has me asking a couple of questions here. Well, a street cleaner in France made an alarming discovery in a pile of rubble Monday. That would be today. Finding an explosive vest without a detonator. This according to the police. Now, what they're stating is that the belt, or this explosive vest, they're calling it a belt here, but said to contain identical metal bolts as the vest used by the Paris attackers, was being analyzed by investigators. They say that the find was made in the same area suspect Salah Abdesalam's phone was relocated to the night of the attacks. Two officials told the Associated Press. It would likely fuel the theory that this guy, Salah, may have abandoned his mission and opted the last moments not to take part in the attacks. Well, my question is, how often do they clean the rubble off the streets in Paris? Wasn't this event like 10 days ago? I mean, don't they have like weekly street sweepers or something? And another interesting thing is that when they show stories like this, you would think that you showed pictures from the 13th, like right after it happened, right? And now we're at the 23rd, right? And you would think, okay, surely you'll show us a picture of this vest that you discovered. But no, they don't show anything, just a picture of the streets of Paris. Iranian refugees that are stuck between the border of Greece and Macedonia, well, they claim that they're trying to make a statement. And, well, they went on a hunger strike, and to add a little emphasis to this strike, well, they've sewn their mouths shut. It is the fourth straight day of protest near the village of Ademeni, where controversial new immigration policies brought in after the Paris attacks are blocking migrants all countries apart from Syria, Iraq, and Afghanistan. Iranians, Moroccans, and Pakistanis were among hundreds of refugees sitting in front of border police and trying to block train lines between Greece and Macedonia. And you can see images here where they are sewing their lips shut in protest. Well, get with it. Sew them all shut, so we don't have to hear Allahu Akbar anymore. Oh, sorry, I didn't say that. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that. But one man joining the hunger strike, a 34-year-old electrical engineer named Hamid, told Reuters he wanted to go to any free country in the world, adding, "I cannot go back. I will be hanged." He had his mouth sewn shut. How exactly did he say that? Anyway, there's that story. A pretty interesting article right here that I haven't been able to exactly validate and vet here. Catholic Church paid $79 million by Obama administration to force migrant crisis, but not just $79 million. It was $79.5 million. $79,590,512. And, well, no cents. Where's the cents here? You got $512. I mean, come on. Why couldn't have rounded this crap off? To facilitate the flow of undocumented and illegal immigrants into the United States in the year 2014. This is $6 million more than they were paid in 2013. Okay, where's the article from 2013 so we can see and compare? Now you know why Pope Francis is so eager to push Obama's insane flood of illegal immigrants. He's getting paid millions to do it. Well, I guarantee you the Vatican has a hell of a lot more money than that. But, hey, whatever makes them rich, right? Well, the State Department is issuing a warning for all Americans. This is a worldwide travel alert amid increased terror threats. You know what's interesting about all of this? You know, it is our very own government that puts us in this predicament, right? And the Americans that, if they were to get killed anywhere, right? Do the Americans look to, oh boy, they shouldn't have traveled there? Or do they look to the government and go, you know what, if you keep your freaking nose out of other people's business or out of other countries, we wouldn't have to worry about people wanting to take our freaking head off. That's how I would view it. But hey, thankfully, we got the State Department who is willing to go that extra mile to issue this worldwide travel alert for Monday evening for U.S. citizens. Well, current information suggests that Daesh, let's call it Daesh because ISIL doesn't like it when we call them that, or Al-Qaeda or Boko Haram and other terrorist groups continue to plot and plan terrorist attacks in multiple regions against American citizens. A new poll from the Pew Research Center is in, and they say that more than 1 in 4 Americans believe that the government is the enemy. Yeah, they found that 27% of registered voters say they think of the government as an enemy, up 8 points since 1996. The latest poll looked at general public opinion regarding the federal government. The findings suggest that 57% of voters feel frustrated with the government, while 22% feel angry and 18% feel basically content. 18%. Boy, that is a lot of sheep with closed eyes. If they were to view and see everything that we do, we would see a huge increase in these numbers. Probably more like 3 3/4 in 4, something like that. Well, for some people in the state of New Hampshire, they got a brilliant little show. F-15s training in an exercise over the central part of New Hampshire. Manchester, as a matter of fact, F-15 Eagles are taking part in a training exercise between Manchester and Lebanon. The 104th Fighter Wing at Barnes Air Force National Guard Base in Westfield, Massachusetts, is holding in the exercise Monday morning. The planes will conduct low-altitude intercepting and shadowing light civilian aircraft operated by the Civil Air Patrol. That took place this morning, giving all of the people down below a show. You know, I don't know exactly why TSA and airline officials would be willing to come out and broadcast this to everybody for their ineptitude, but however, they're stating that the Kennedy Airport let 150 passengers arriving from an international flight from Cancun, Mexico, through without any kind of customs and border check whatsoever. I wonder if there was a special phone call that was made to, all right, Joe, let them through. When the plane landed, passengers walked out of the airport without having their passports or bags checked by Customs and Border Protection, sources told the news. A source familiar with the matter said passengers disembarking the plane just followed a gate agent. Yeah, there's your sign right there. The security snafu came just 2 days after ISIS released a video threatening New York City with a terrorist attack. Oh, thank you, Obama. You guys all remember Clock Boy, right? Ahmed Mo Money Mohammed? Yeah, well, his family wants that. Just that. Mo Money. $15 million from the Irving School District. Yeah, but what is interesting is that they've actually forced the school district's hand into not releasing any of the information surrounding the arrest over this clock. And the only clock that you really get to see is what he wants you to see, right? But the thing about this is that, well, I wouldn't give him crap, and I would give him the middle finger, him and his family, and tell him to get the hell out of Dodge. But since if they're going to make threats, go ahead, bring it into court. That way, we would have no choice but to release the information and make you look like the stupid crook that you and your family actually are. That's the demand from the family of the world's most famous clockmaker, Ahmed Mo Money Mohammed, to the city of Irving and Irving School District. The city and district were each sent letters on Monday demanding what? That's right, everybody, Mo Money, or else a lawsuit would be filed. They want $10 million from the city and $5 million from Irving School District. A small section of I-25 in Pueblo, Colorado, reopened after there was a bomb scare. Not so known if it's really a bomb scare, really, but they did say this busy stretch of road had a pedestrian walking down it, and they claim that this individual, when they stopped him, had an IED in his pocket. Well, a state trooper made contact with this pedestrian on the westbound shoulder of the highway. While the person was being detained, the trooper found a small improvised device in the person's pocket. The device may have been explosive, according to State Patrol, and a bomb squad was called to help with the investigation. That road is now open, and I am waiting for further details whether they have discovered what exactly this was. The device was safely picked up by the bomb squad, and the investigation will continue. The suspect is no longer in custody, and it is not clear at this time if this person will face any charges. What will you be doing this Thanksgiving? Giving thanks for being with your family? That's what we all should be doing, right? Well, that's not what Josh Earnest and the White House want you to do. No, they want you to sit around the table and munching on turkey and stuffing and everything else and talk about gun control. That's what Americans should talk about. Sure, not about family that have been apart for so long. During the White House press briefing, Press Secretary Josh the lackey loser Earnest continued to press a narrative set up by gun control activists in response to the attacks in Paris. As people sitting around the Thanksgiving table talking about these issues as they should, I'm sure they will, all across the country. I hope that's a question that will be raised and asked by members around the table, Earnest said. Whatever. You know what's interesting about that story about the Hanover, Germany soccer game that Angela Merkel was supposed to be attending, and they said that there was an ambulance with explosives inside, right? Then they say that was all BS. But there was also something went along with that they were holding a guy at gunpoint who they claimed was the driver of that ambulance. Well, 6 days ago, I did not see this picture from Scoop Nest, and they say that this is scenes from Hanover, Germany, where they were holding a guy at gunpoint. So which is it? Were they holding a guy at gunpoint, or was it all BS? I don't rightfully know what the truth of the matter is. But what I do know is that looking at this picture, I am left wondering what exactly is on the right side right here. Is this somebody holding some kind of a weapon of some sort, or is that a camera right here? Now, considering that they were supposed to have him at gunpoint, that would make it pretty fast for the media to show up there. Was this some kind of media staged something? I don't know. It could be a weapon right here. I just don't know. But the question is what was the true story, right? We know that it was all about, because, Angela Merkel and, trying to make it look like we're going to not be scared and all that, but a lot of people didn't show up, so it was a bad PR stunt, right? Whatever it was. But still leaves to question what's going on with this picture. An article dated from the 9th of October that may have been just a little bit underreported from the Daily Beast is talking about Russia's new mega missile and how it has stunned the globe. Russia used this missile called the SSN-30S. Well, this is according to the Pentagon, and it is sort of like the same type of system like the Tomahawk missiles of the United States. And there are very few countries that have missile capabilities such as these. And, well, they say that they were on display back in October when Russia was firing missiles at the ground forces of the Islamic State. And this has gotten the attention of the United States. That's what they're saying. Who knows?